What is up, everybody? Thank you guys so much for tuning in and for clicking on this show. Before we begin, I just want to give you guys a little update. The website is now up and running. Either you guys can go to our Instagram, click on the link right there, and it'll send you directly to it. Or you guys can type in www.happydaysco.com. Make sure you guys put the www. If not, it will send you to just like a random blank page. I'm trying to figure out what that is. That way we don't have to worry about the W's. But as the time being, go to www.happydaysco.com. You guys can get this shirt. There's another shirt too. I got it in black and white. The stock is limited, so it's basically first come, first serve. Just go check it out if you want. Even if you don't buy anything, feel free to hop on the website, browse it if you want, just to see what it is. I'd love to hear your guys' feedback and stuff about it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for this opportunity. Again, I really appreciate your guys' support with all this. And I'm really just looking forward to the future and what this has to offer. So, again, thank you guys. Go check out the website, www.happydaysco.com. Now, enjoy this episode. Go live life in happy days. Love you. Peace. What is up, everybody? Thank you guys so much for clicking on this episode. Before we dive into it, I kind of want to give you guys a little warning about this series. This warning may not be about this show specifically, but throughout this whole series, there will be some talk about some mature content, whether that be suicidal thoughts, actions, drug abuse, just some small, like, stupid petty crimes. But if you guys are listening to this with your kids in the car or earshot of a kid, I would be careful. I'm not going to say it's like a bad thing and you shouldn't do it. You can do whatever you want. But just be ready to have some conversations with your kids and just talk to them. And if you or someone you know is struggling with suicidal thoughts, actions, substance abuse, or if they think they're just like in a crisis, please reach out to 988. That is the suicidal and crisis hotline. If you're worried about a loved one, if you're worried about yourself, or if you're worried about a friend, please help them get the help that they deserve. They don't deserve to feel like that, and they don't deserve to feel like they're the only person that goes through it, because that's not the case. So, yeah, that's really it. That's my spiel. Now, without further ado, we'll dive onto this episode, baby. You guys live life in a happy days. Love you. Peace. What is up, everybody? Thank you guys so much for tuning in, for listening. This is Behind the Days. This is episode number 10. We're actually on 2 hands this time, baby. All of them. All 10 phalanges. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting, for liking, sharing, all that jazz. I really appreciate it. If you guys are new here, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. I appreciate you checking us out. If you enjoy what you are listening to, at the end of this, we got more in the back end. I'll have a card on one of these corners. If you guys are listening to this on Spotify, you guys can just click our name, and it'll take you to our page. That way you can see all our episodes on the back end. We got 9 episodes back there if this is your first one. But like I said, thank you guys. Without you guys listening, liking, sharing, all that shit, this show really wouldn't mean anything. I mean, it would mean a lot to me because I'll still be doing what I want. But I'm just happy to see that there's a community growing of people that listen to like my story, my advice, or whatever you want to look at it, and they're like, "Damn, I actually got something from it." That's awesome. That's just what I want. I just want to touch people and help them grow. That's what we do here. But yeah, thank you guys. Episode 10. Let's just dive on into this. So today's episode is going to be about a time of my life where I like to call it the dark days. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if this is going to be like a little series or if it's just going to be like one long-ass episode. But I can almost guarantee you it's going to be a series. Sorry. I guarantee there's going to be a series. So just stay posted for more episodes in the future about this. That's just a little add-on I wanted to do. But with that being said, the dark days. What do I mean by that? I feel like you guys have heard me talk about it like once or twice in an episode. I used to call it like my dark times or like the dark ages. But it's the dark days. And what I mean by that is basically this was a part of my life, a period in my life where I basically did anything and everything that I wanted. I didn't care if there was a consequence involved. I knew it. I even thought about the consequences that were going to happen to me, and I still did it. So this is a part of my time where I was the most lost. Like, the dark days was when I really, really had no idea who I was. And I didn't know, like, really anything about me. I just basically based it off of stuff that I was taking in my environment and taking all that stuff and transform it into a person that I thought was me. So this is what this is about. At the beginning, this is going to be just about the very first incident, the start of the dark days. And it happened in middle school. Yeah. You guys remember middle school. With the puberty, the acne, the voice cracking. My voice still cracks, but middle school. There were some fun times, very small fun times. And then, in my opinion, all the rest of it was shit. It was complete garbage. Like I said, going through puberty, having a shit ton of hormones just get rushed through you all at once. And then on top of that, you got like 3-4 other schools getting combined with your school. And all these new people that you had no idea. And you got like 6th, 7th, and 8th graders all together. Just a recipe for disaster. Like, I don't know, man. It's like all these kids are like in the same boat as you, but you still feel like you were the weird one out, Like you feel like everything that you were going through, no one else was going through, Like when your voice cracks, you're like, oh no, I hope no one heard that. Because then people would be like, your voice cracked. And then like 10 seconds later, their voice crack, Like we're all in the same boat. Some people think they're more weird than what they are. Some people think they're more cool than what they are. But I feel like with all these kids, there's just more and more outside influences that can um, influence you basically on like what to do, how to act, how to say. Because like you'll try to hang with one group, and then you'll be like, I don't want to hang with this group, and you hang with another group. Like you try to find your group of people. Well, this is the story when I tried to hang with a group of kids. Middle school. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself in middle school, just to have you guys paint a picture. Okay, I was about, I'd say, not even 5 foot. I was maybe 100 pounds wet. I was a shrimp. If I can, I'll try to find a picture and I'll put it on here for you a quick second, just so you guys can see. Like I think it was like 6th or 7th grade. I had like the Justin Bieber haircut. You know, that was when like Justin Bieber was just coming out. I'm not gonna lie, I was a fan of him back in the day. So I had the haircut. I gotta find that picture and I'll put it up here. It was a school picture of all things. But this was where I got into music more heavily. Rap music, actually. Still a huge rap fan. I basically grew up listening to that. Like, my folks were not a big fan of it. I feel like they're still not, but they kind of don't have a choice now. But yeah, my folks were not a big fan, for obvious reasons. Like, some of the lyrics are bad, and like what they talk about in songs is not good for younger ears. I get it, but they also have to understand that it's music. That's what their environment is. So that's what they are gonna rap about, sing about. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for multiple reasons. Just like the music itself I thought was really good. The rhymes, the beats. The beats, I feel like, is what caught me on first. Just because I'm a drummer. That's all I listen to in songs is the beat, the drums. I listen to, obviously I listen to the lyrics because that's like a rhythm in itself. But, no, rap music was a big part of my life. Especially growing up. But you know what they rap about in rap music? Gangs. Okay? So this was around the same time where I wanted to be in a gang, if I'm gonna be honest. They rap about it, and so what would a young adolescent, preteen, I was probably 13 at the time, so I'd probably say adolescent teen, with the early stages of the internet at his fingertips. This was like 2010, 2011, 2012. So that's when like all the crazy websites, like gore.com and like just like all these like brutal websites that are no longer up anymore. I don't know, I haven't checked it out to be honest with you, but like this was the time when you could find literally anything and everything on the internet. And so what did I do? I typed in gangs. I went to Google Images, and what I saw I wouldn't say for the first time, but what I saw on the internet versus what I had in mind in my head this whole time was identical. Like, the Google Images popped up, and it was nothing but like homies just like, hanging out with each other, got the girls, got the bling, got the money, all this stuff. And it was awesome. It was just like what I thought. And this was also around the time where um, what's Spike TV? I don't know if that's still a thing or not, but it was like a dude's channel, They had like 1,000 Ways to Die. They had like Ink Master. This was like, no, maybe it wasn't Spike. Yeah, it had to be. I don't know. But anyway, one of these channels had a show called Gangland on it. Dude, every day when I got off of school, when I got out of school, off the bus and got home, I was watching that show. I was watching that show until they turned it off, until like a different show turned on. But it'd be like a marathon, and each episode was like an hour long. Really, it was like 30 minutes of content, and then you got like the ads and stuff, or 45 minutes of content, and then you got the ads. You know how it goes. But they had like just a whole history list of like all the gangs that ever showed up, what they do, how they do. They had interviews of like former gang members. It was awesome. It was awesome. Back in the day, it was awesome. Yeah. Like, I vividly remember coming home, turning it on, and just sitting there, just watching, just taking it all in. It was my favorite pastime, if I'm going to be honest. I don't know if that show's still on or not, but, I mean, we got YouTube. You can damn near find something similar to it nowadays. But, so that's where my head was in middle school. So that's where my head was in middle school. I wanted to be in a gang. And if you guys are watching this right now, you guys can see me. I do not look scary, Do I look intimidating? Dog, I can't even do that laugh, like, without smiling. Like, I'm not gang material. I don't even know what I was thinking, dude, back in the day. Especially me being 100 wet and like 4'9", 4'10", I'm like 5'7", 130, 35? No, I wouldn't say 35, probably like 30. So, not that much bigger. But, no, that's exactly where my head was back in the day. And that's the start of the dark days. For me, just soaking all that in. Just wanting it. Just wanting to be a part of it. That was the start of it. And then I went to school. Then middle school happened. So, there were these kids in my middle school. Some would call them delinquents. Some would call them just, I wouldn't say bad people, but like a bad influence. These were the type of kids that if your mom knew you hung out with, she wouldn't let you go to school. She wouldn't let you do anything. You'd be grounded. But I didn't know that until I wanted to hang out with them. Alright? So, I wanted to start hanging out with these kids. Okay? I thought they were the coolest. There's like 4 or 5 of them. Okay? Maybe 6. And every day, I wouldn't like really talk to them, but I'd hang around them. Like if they were sitting at one table, I'd be like at like a separate table, but I'd be like back to them, listening to like their conversations. And like these group of kids, I thought they were the cool kids. You know how some people think that like the cheerleaders or the jocks are the cool kids. Nah, I wanted these people to like just be my friend, dog. Like I thought they were the coolest for some reason, and I don't know why. Maybe it was because they literally did whatever they wanted whenever they wanted without the consequences, and that's how I was living at that time. And I was like, dope, we could get along pretty good. So, one day, so sixth grade wasn't really crazy. I didn't really do anything nuts my first year in middle school. Like, I'd get in trouble, but it was just like small shit. Just talking, being loud, being rude to the teacher, just basic stuff, right? But seventh grade was when it got good, okay? This is like prime time. I wouldn't say prime time delinquent, but like almost prime time, okay? So this is when it all started. So one day I was in, I'm trying to think what class it was. Damn, I don't remember. I think it was math, maybe? I don't know. But one day I was in this class, and one of these kids were in the same class as me. I was like, bet. I was like, awesome. Because, like, at this time, they still, like, didn't really hang out, Like, I'd say hi to them, and they'd just, like, be nice and say what's up back, but they didn't know who I was. So, he was talking to another kid, and this one kid had the new iPhone. Okay, this was around the time Apple just came out with, I want to say it was the iPhone 3G. I'll pop a picture up, but it was black. It was really, really thick. It had a home button. The screen was itty bitty. It had like 36 megabytes of data or something crazy like that compared to nowadays. But this is around that time, okay? Most people still had like the slide out phones, like the Sidekick, or I had one that slid out on the side. I'll see if I can find a photo of it. I got my first phone. I was 13. Fun fact. But anyway, this was around the time that iPhone came out. And I was in one of them classes with one of the kids I wanted to hang out with. And he was talking to another kid in the class who had this iPhone. He was talking about phones and stuff. And the kid that I wanted to, like, hang out with and, like, be a part of his clique, we'll call him Andrew. Okay? Not his real name. But Andrew was talking to another kid, and he was like, dude, I don't have a phone. He was like, I really need a phone. He's like, everybody else is having a phone, has a phone, and, I really want one. And a light bulb went off in my head. I thought to myself, I could get him a phone. Knowing damn well I couldn't get him a phone. But I was like, dude, this is my opportunity. This is my time to, do something. That way he can, like, recognize me. He knows who I am now. And, maybe we'll hang out. Maybe is the key word in this. We might hang out. So I look at him, and I was like, dude, I can get you a phone. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah. I was like, I can get you a phone. And I asked him, I was like, do you have, like, any, like, specifications? Like what kind of phone do you want? He's like, dude, I don't care. Just give me a phone. Just give me something. He's like, don't give me, like, a flip phone, but give me, like, a decent phone. I was like, okay, I can get you a decent phone. I said, when do you want it by? He was like, dude, I really need it by, like, Friday night. This was a Wednesday. Or a Tuesday. So, I was like, okay. I was like, I can get it to you by Friday night. Perfect. So, I thought for a second, and I was like, damn, I sealed my fate. I was like, I gotta do something now. So, we went on with our day after that. We shook hands, we went on with our day. Thursday comes around. Okay? Nothing crazy happens on Thursday. We get in class together, Andrew was like, yo, you got the phone by chance? I was like, dude. I don't. I was like, I'm sorry, man. I said I got caught up. But I'll be able to get it tonight. Okay? I'll have it to you by tomorrow. Cool. So, we'll just go on with our day after that. Now, next day comes around. This is the day I'm supposed to have this kid's phone. Okay. I'm getting dressed right now. Not like right now, but I'm getting dressed at the I'm just sitting there thinking, what am I gonna do? I don't have a phone. This kid's like a foot taller than me and like 100 pounds heavier than me. He was a big kid to be in the grade I was in. I was like 7th grade. And I don't have his phone, and it's Friday, and he wants it today. So I'm kind of panicking in my head, right? The wheels are turning, though. My wheels are turning. They're thinking. They're thinking about something. It doesn't matter what it is. Just anything to cover my ass in this situation. You know how it goes. But I was just thinking. Friday, I get on the school bus, and then all of a sudden, my jaw drops. Okay? It's like the heavens and the sky just like parted the clouds, and like a light beam just comes shining down. And what I saw absolutely changed my life. Okay? So, some chick, we're gonna call her Susan. So, we'll call her Sally. So, little Miss Sally gets on the bus, okay? And that like heaven glow? It stopped at her backpack. It was like what's at the end of a rainbow, like the pot of luck. Dude, it was it. It was the pot of luck. I had it. Do you guys remember what I needed? It's Friday. I needed this by like math class, I believe it was. And like, I needed a phone. You know what Sally had in her, I'm picturing it right now, in her back left, like backpack pocket? Like that. Hold on, let me get my backpack. Like that pocket. Hold on, that you can like put like water bottles in and stuff. If you guys, sorry, headphone users, be careful. But if you guys are watching this on YouTube, you guys can see like my backpack pocket, right? Well, she had her phone just chilling in her pocket of her backpack. Dude, when I tell you, I felt like lion on prey. Dude, I was just eyeballing that phone the entire bus ride. It was like 20 minutes, so it wasn't that long. But the entire bus ride, whenever she moved her backpack, I'd follow. I'd keep my eye on that backpack. That's what I wanted. I wanted that backpack. I wanted that phone. I wanted that thing. I was like, this is my only way out. I need this. So, what I do? So the bus stops, right? Skirt. The bus pulls up to the school, opens up the doors. All the kids scatter out. Okay? Now, at my school, they release all the kids off the bus at once. Do you know how absolutely crazy that is to release, what, 150, 200 kids out at once with nobody out there but the bus drivers? And there was maybe one office person standing by the front door. That's it. So, you know what I did? I quickly rushed up so I could get behind Sally, right? And as soon as we get off, I accidentally bump into her. So, let's say she's on my right. If you guys are watching this, she's right here, right? And so I bump her on accident, right? I'm just like, ooh, my bad. And as soon as I bump her, like I'm acting like I'm fiddling with my backpack, but what I really do is sneak around, pull her phone out, and I just tuck it. Okay, I just tuck it away. So, you know what I do? I cheer, dude. In my head, I am like freaking out. I have no idea what's gonna happen after this. Like, I sealed my fate. I already took the fucking phone, but now what? Well, freaking math class comes around, right? Okay. So, we're in math class, and Andrew was like, yo, you got that phone? I was like, yeah, I got that phone. And I show him the phone and everything, and he's like, oh, cool. And after I show him the phone and stuff, my teacher makes an announcement. She's like, hey, class, I help out at, like, the homeless shelter or something like that. I don't think it's the homeless shelter. I think it was something else. But she was like, I'm going to start taking up old phones. If you guys have any old cell phones or anything like that, can you please donate it? Put it in this box up front, in the front of the room. And I'll just pick them up at the end of the class, and we'll donate them. Now, in my head, I'm thinking, why do homeless people need phones? Especially if they're old phones. Like, they're no good. But in my other head, I'm like, jackpot. So, what do? We go up, and the first trip, we don't do anything, right? So I go up there, act like I put a phone down, and I just look and see what's in the box. See if anything's good in the box. Because she said this is going to go on for a week. Dope. So I look in the box. I didn't really see anything the first day. I was like, nah. And, I'm sorry. I take that back. It was the first day I took one. Sorry. I told you that wrong. It was the first day. The rest of the week I didn't, because there's a reason to that, and I'll get to that reason. So, I talked to I talked to Andrew, and he told me, he was like, dude, he was like, this phone's alright. And then, but he went up to the box after me, after like some other people, and he was like, dude, go check out that box. I was like, dude, there's nothing in the box. He was like, dude, go check out that box now. I was like, give me that phone I just gave you. And he was like, he told me before I left, after he gave me the phone, he was like, dude, there's a touchscreen phone in there. Get it. I was like, touchscreen? I was like, huh? Because, like, touchscreens, they weren't unusual, but this was like a full touchscreen, like no sliding keyboard. It was like a legit, like very first, like smartphone. Looking back, it was the shittiest phone, but at that time, dude, that was like awesome technology. If you had that, dude, you could do anything. So he looked at me. He was like, "Get that phone." I was like, I put the phone in my pocket that he gave me, acting like I was gonna go up there and drop a phone. I had the phone out of my hand, so people saw that I did put something in there. I quickly pushed that phone up in my sleeve, like when I put it down, and then I quickly looked and I glanced and I saw that phone, and I put my phone right next to that phone that Andrew wanted, and I slid both of them bitches in my sleeve because I had a long sleeve shirt on, and I walked out. I went back to my desk, and that was the end of it. I gave him his phone. I still had the phone that I had. End of story. So I thought. After all of that, because that was like second period, okay? That was like my second class of the day. So as the day goes on, I just keep going. I throw the phone in my backpack and I just forget about it. And then the lunchtime comes around, okay? Lunch for me was like fifth period. So lunch comes around. And all of a sudden I hear like a ding dong, like a text notification sound. And I was thinking in my head, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that phone. So I open up my backpack, I pull the phone out, and I look at it. It was a text from Sally's mom, Sarah. Okay? And Sarah texted her daughter, because apparently it was a period where her daughter normally texts her, and was just like, hey honey, how are you doing? Is everything okay? Or something like that. It was like, hey, how are you doing? Yeah. I respond back, like a normal person. Just kidding. A normal person probably wouldn't have responded. But, I was already in too deep, so I texted back. I was like, yes, Mom, I'm good. I'm in class right now. That was a big mistake. Okay? And then, like I said, to a normal person, you probably wouldn't have, responded back. Especially if you know that it was this chick's mom, Sally's mom. Okay? And after that, after lunch was over, right, I was going into English class after lunch. So, in English class, I get another ding. I read it. Who is this? Oh, shit. Who is this? She knows. She knows something's up. I'm screwed. End of conversation. I just need to, just give up, right? Nope. I said, it's me, your daughter. It's me, your daughter. That is what I wrote. And I thought that was it. Because after that text message, because I got them two back to back. Who is this? I text back and then nothing. And I'd say probably like middle of English. Okay? So English class is like halfway over. Okay? It's a 45-minute, 30-minute class. So it's about 15, 20 minutes over. Okay? We're about done. I get another ding. Now my heart's racing. Now we're having a full-blown conversation. Like, I cannot. I feel like there is no way I am going to be able to get myself out of this hole I dug. So I got a ding. And this message that she sent me said, if you don't give my daughter her phone back, I will call the school. I wrote back, how? You don't know who I am. End of conversation. If you don't give me my daughter's phone back, I will call the school, is what she said. I replied, how? You don't know who I am. What? Oh, man. And that was it. That was the end of the conversation. I didn't get any more dings. I didn't get anything else until science class. Science class, dude. It was like maybe 10 minutes into science class, and all of a sudden the intercom goes, Jacob, please report to the principal's office. Thank you. You know? And the class just erupted. They were just like, ooh, you in trouble? Ooh, what you do, dude? What you do? Oh, no. You know how the class gets, right? So, I pack up my things. I tell everybody, guys, it's fine. No big deal. I'm good. But I'm just playing it off. But in my head, I already know what the fuck's going on. I already know what happened. I was like, I already know what I'm getting called down here for. Like, it's not gonna surprise me any when they ask me what's up. So once I'm down there, right? They sit me down in like the main office area, where the receptionist is, and like, how like the principal used to have like runners to go get like notes to teachers and stuff, like office helpers. They sat at a table, the receptionist, and then there's a long hallway that leads back to the principal and vice principal's office. So once I'm done there, I sit in front of the office helpers and the staff up there. No one says anything. I try to start up a conversation with the office helpers, because they're people I knew, like in my grade. They just got out of class and stuff, so I was just trying to talk to them. Crickets. Absolutely nothing. Okay? So I sit there for a couple minutes, right? And then one of the reception ladies, they're like, so-and-so is good to see you now. We'll call the principal Patrick. They're like, so Patrick's here to see, ready to see you now. I was like, okay. So I walk into Mr. Patrick's office, right? I sit down, and he was like, so Jacob, how was your morning today? He was just like starting a conversation. I was like, good. I was like, what am I in here for? He's like, well, I got some things I want to show you real quick. I was like, okay. Like, I was a bit confused. And all of a sudden, he pulls out 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pieces of paper. Okay. And on these pieces of paper were the text messages that I was sending to Sally's mom. And the principal, he was like, so, do you have Sally's phone by chance? And I was like, no. I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't even know who Sally is. And it turns out that Sally knew I had her phone the whole time. She just thought that I was either going to give it to her when I met her on the bus, or that I was just going to like turn it in. And Sally's mom called the office to talk to her daughter, because obviously she doesn't have a phone. And her mom, Lisa, or Sally, and I forget what I called her mom, Stacy's mom. So Sally, so Stacy called the office to talk to Sally, and Sally was like, yeah, I think I know who has my phone. And she was like, Jacob, and she didn't know my last name. And she was like, but he's in my grade. I think I was the only Jacob. There was maybe one other Jacob. So, like, the pickings were very, very slim. And they probably already questioned the first one and was like, no, I don't know anything about that. So, who do you think's left? Me. So he was like, okay, I'm gonna ask you again. I was like, okay. I was like, I don't have her phone. I don't have Sally's phone. He was like, well, because it is theft, I am able to search your backpack. And in my head, I was like, fuck. I was like, I hope you don't search my backpack. But that's what he said. So I gave him my backpack, and he was going through it. The big front pocket, nothing. The little back pocket for your like folders and shit, nothing. Obviously, it was in the front pouch, and he unzipped it. He was like, huh, what we got here? It looks like it's a phone. I was like, yeah, it is. I was like, it's my phone. I was just trying to play it off, you know. And he was like, he unlocked it, and he was like, what, is this you? And it was a picture of Sally. I was like, no. Like, why are you your wallpaper? Like, your lock screen. I didn't even know, like, her phone locked. But he was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, so, because it is theft, and, you know, you were impersonating, you know, I could have you arrested. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, I could, but I'm not going to have you arrested. What I'm going to do is give you a 3-day suspension and call your mom. Which, I don't know about you, but calling my mom was not the thing I wanted the school to do. I don't care if the school expelled me. Don't call my mom. 'Cause, dude, it was a disaster when my mom got that phone call. He didn't have her on speaker or anything, but I could hear her clear as day yelling through the fucking through the phone. I can't believe he did that. He did what? What did he do? Dude, that was the worst. Absolute worst. And, like, the 3-day suspension, dog, that was just like, that's a holiday from school. You kidding me? I went over to my grandma's house. I just hung out with her for a little bit, you know. But that chick, Sally, never looked at me again. Andrew and I were homies because I got him that phone. I did what he wanted. I was useful for him, and that was it. We hung out, you know. We became cool. I wouldn't say close friends or anything, but we were acquaintances. But that's really the end of the story. Freaking 3-day suspension for stealing a phone. Now, looking back, hindsight, I probably wouldn't have said that, hey, I can get you a phone, even though, oh man, I looking back, I probably shouldn't have said like, yo, I'm gonna get you a phone, because knowing well, I couldn't. Like, that's just stupid to tell somebody that you can do something, even though that ain't true. But that's really it, guys. The moral of the story is try not to try so hard to fit in to a group where they don't either value you or you don't feel accepted for who you really are. Because I just started my dark days for a group of kids that I don't even talk to anymore. I don't even know where they are nowadays. But do hang out with people, but find people that you can relate to. Find people that believe the same ideas that you do. Doesn't have to be like religion or anything, but just people that you can grow with, people that understand what you want to accomplish, understand what they want in life. Because the better your friends are around you, the better you will be. It's just plain and simple. But that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode. I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. Don't forget, the website is up and running, www.happydaysco.com. That is www.happydazeco.com. Feel free to check out all the Instagram. You can follow Happy Days CO on Instagram. You can follow Behind the Days on Instagram. And you can follow Happy Days Radio on Instagram. All that will pop up on the screen, be in the links. YouTube, for some reason, is not allowing me to do links, by the way, in the description. So everything will be in the description. You'll just have to copy and paste it. Just a little FYI. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Share it with somebody. But this is going to be a fun little series to look back on and be able to talk about my stupidity back in the day. Hopefully you guys learned something from it. Obviously this story, hopefully you guys learned not to steal a phone from someone's back pocket. But thank you guys. Go live life in happy days. I love you. Peace.